what is the point of trading up to get Robert Dillingham or to get a top 10 pick if you're not gonna play him? Somebody need to tell me, bro, am I missing something? What is it? The minute this man Robert Dillingham got drafted to the Timberwolves, what was everybody saying? Everybody was saying, oh, he's gonna replace Mike Conley. People were saying that Rob was potentially gonna be the new starting point guard for the Timberwolves. They're gonna have a crazy backcourt with Rob, Anthony Edwards. They got a complete team, with Naz Reid, initially with Cat. The Timberwolves literally looked like the team to beat. If Rob wasn't going to be the point guard of the future, at least right now, I personally thought, I know most people probably thought that they would at least ease him into the offense. They'll let Mike Conley start at least at the beginning of the season, give Rob some minutes. He gets used to everything, and then he will potentially take over the starting point guard position for the Timberwolves and just go crazy with Anthony Edwards. But it's been 6 or 7 games as I'm recording this video, and Robert Dillingham has only played in a total of less than 10 minutes. We are 7-8 games in the season. This man has only played 10 total minutes, not 10 minutes a game, 10 total minutes. Rob legitly is a rookie of the year potential candidate. You have that type of player. You have this type of scoring offensive threat, a player that people are comparing to be, the next Kyrie Irving. He's in that Darius Garland realm. He's instant offense, the Jamal Crawford of the world. It's if he's going to come off the bench, you're supposed to utilize him as this player. But this is what I'm trying to tell people, bro. Situation matters if you are going to be successful in the NBA, bro. It's really luck. And this is why you have to really cherish is at least making it to the NBA. But situation matters, bro. Trae Young got drafted to the Hawks. Damian Lillard got drafted to the Trailblazers. Darius Garland got drafted to the Cleveland Cavaliers. They didn't have a legit point guard at the time. Even somebody was Kobe White, all these players, they got drafted to franchises where they didn't necessarily have another superstar on their team, at least at the time. So they got to get reps in. They got to get used to the NBA offense. They got to just play basketball, bro. But Rob Dillingham, he got drafted to a team that damn near made the NBA Finals last year. And y'all know the Timberwolves have crazy expectations, at least now that, they have their franchise, marquee player with Anthony Edwards. People say he's the next face of the league and whatnot. So for Rob to get drafted into that situation, and just from my perspective, it doesn't look like the coaching staff and just the team as a whole even just trusts him to just give him some reps. That's the main part I'm honestly confused about. What was the point of drafting him if you're not going to allow him to develop? If you want him to be, your future point guard for the team and get reps with Anthony Edwards, this and that, how is he going to develop and get to that point if you're not going to play him? And, you hear people say, oh, Robert Dillingham is too small. He's a defensive liability. He's never been a defensive player. He's not a legit point guard. He doesn't know the offense. But it's bro, how is he supposed to get there and learn? I mean, to keep it, for me personally, I think he's already at that level to where he can play with the starting five and do what he needs to do. But it's I'm trying to understand it from their perspective. How are you expecting him to develop, learn from his mistakes, make those turnovers, learn how to get over screens and all these little things? How you expect him to develop and learn these little things if you're not going to play him? And this is why I feel I'm starting to get why all these NBA players and people are saying the NBA is literally a political thing. It's all politics. You can even see Mike Conley, you look at his stats, he's averaging 24 minutes a game. He's only averaging 7.9 points. He's shooting an atrocious 30% from the field, 34% from three, only 4 assists. What? You're telling me Rob can't play 24 minutes and get you more than 7 points? We know the offensive threat that Robert Dillingham is. We know what he is. And that's the thing. I'm a huge Mike Conley fan. Mike Conley is a Hall of Famer in my opinion. He's actually a legit GOAT. He's one of the most underappreciated point guards in the league. But right now and where he's at in his career, just on the route to retire, I'm just trying to understand bro, Rob is he's talented, bro. He has star potential. He has Darius Garland type potential. And that's why I mess with the Cavs, because the Cavs actually gave Darius Garland a chance. Darius Garland didn't come out the gate where his rookie year he didn't just become the player that he is today. Right now, Darius is definitely one of the more underappreciated, smaller point guards in the league. He can shoot, he can score, he's fast, he has great IQ, super underrated point guard. And I think Rob can definitely get to that point. But in order for him to get to that point, increase his, stock as a player, he's going to need some reps, bro. And you can even just see from the Timberwolves in the past history, like, they don't really play their rookies. Like, they really don't, unless if you're Anthony Edwards and Karl Anthony Towns. But for the most part, you can see, like, most of the players on their teams are, like, incoming trades that they got or acquired or signed through offseason, things like that. So that's why I'm just a little bit worried about this situation right now. I know it's only like 6 or 7 games, but like, if you're not going to play him right now, at the very beginning of the season when all these teams are starting to like play with one another and, get reps in and stuff like that, like, if you're not going to play him right now, when are you going to play him? I actually read a quote, the coach, Chris Finch, he mentioned that, I'm going to put this on the screen. He said, I focus on the defensive end. I just want to see him, as in Rob, into the ball and battling through screens, taking hits out there and keep coming. Pause. I thought that was really somewhere he's gotten better and better since the start of really the summer league. And then you see the game, he's got a lot of skill, and I thought he really got off the ball and didn't force it, made really good decisions, played in the flow, and that's really, really important. This article was 17 hours ago. So this was like literally November 4th. So like, I don't want to hear you say all these things. He's doing good. He's developing, but it's like, bro, play him. Like, he's not a type of player you play the last minute of the game. Like, he's not that. Like, he's a player that can help you, bro. Rob is a player that can literally take your team to the next level. And I'm not just saying this because I've been, keeping up with Rob since, freshman year of high school or 8th grade. Like, we all know you see what he did against the Lakers in the preseason. Like, you see what he did in the summer league. Like, Rob is a good player. You have to give him a chance. A lot of people always doubt Rob. They doubted him in high school. He ended up being like a top 10, top 15 player in the class. People was doubting him at Kentucky. They say he couldn't play team basketball. He was a ball stopper, this and that. He proved people wrong. He was easily the best scorer. Reed was definitely, I ain't gonna lie, Reed. It was a battle. It was a battle. But people are doubting him now. Like, bro, give him a chance, and you'll see what happens whenever you give Robert Dillingham some minutes. And like I said, he was a real Rookie of the Year contender. But at this rate, I definitely don't see that happening. Not because he's not talented, but just because he's just not gonna get the minutes. But if injury happens, I'm sure he will, get in there, but that's not what nobody wants to see. We want to see Rob with the guys, man. Just start to play him. But guys, let me know down below, man. What do you guys think of about Robert Dillingham not playing so far? Let me know your honest thoughts down below, and I'll see you on the next one.